Okay, so we're at Creative Social Presents once again, and if you'd like to introduce yourself, tell us where you work.
Sure, my name's Mark Cridge. I'm Director of Consulting at BERG London, amongst other things, but that's the main gig I've got at the moment.
Thank you, Mark. And the theme for tonight is pretty much a look back on 2012 and a look forward to 2013, so I'm going to get some of your views on that as well.
Sure.
New agencies. How's it been in 2012? What do you think it's going to be like in 2013?
Sure. Well, I've been fortunate this year. I've taken most of the year off after about 12 years running Glue, so I've no idea what's going on in the industry at the moment. I think the last time I picked up Campaign magazine was in December last year. So it's although especially over the last couple of years, there's been a huge number of new startups. People. Yeah, it's kind of the lifeblood of the industry that people will continually want to kind of reinvent the agency model and so on. And I think the advice I would give anyone who's thinking about it at the moment is there's nothing more inspiring and fantastic than you'll do in your life to actually get a group of people together and get them to just create incredible things. And it's hugely satisfying from a personal perspective, but it's also great to see the development of other people. So as long as that motivates you, it's any agency who's kind of starting at the moment is going to do well. The challenge, of course, is so many agencies set up with what they think is they're trying to be different, clearly differentiated position, and they just end up falling back in the same old. And I think you've got to be bold and different and find your own niche, but you've got to have a pretty clear idea how to get there, and getting that great team around you is certainly the most important thing you can do.
Great, thanks. And I was going to ask you how the year's been for agency growth and acquisitions, but
absolutely no idea.
Happily don't have an idea.
Happily, ignorance is bliss. I can't tell you that.
Okay. And well, this makes it very difficult because you don't know anything about what's going on in the industry right now.
I didn't say I didn't know anything that was going on.
Okay.
It's just some of the detail.
But opportunities for people entering the industry.
Yeah.
Not been that many jobs around this year by the sounds of it. Do you think it's going to stay that way in 2013, or what can you comment?
Yeah, I think it's difficult. The whole austerity thing affects everyone. Ultimately, clients are more nervous. They're maybe not wanting to spend the money that you would hope they would. They're holding back on budgets. If they can save money, they'll save money. If they can slim down the number of agencies work with, they're going to do that as well. So that ultimately affects the hiring and firing decisions that any agency is going to make. So it's probably not going to get any easier in the next few years, but I think what will certainly happen is different opportunities in different spaces are going to start to open up. And it's really incumbent on the agencies I think will be successful are the ones that can change gear pretty quickly, and they can turn their hands to a variety of different things, but still have a clear kind of strength that they play to as well. And of course, finding people to match up with that's the holy grail for anyone, really, trying to find those people that can also change gear and fit in with the different requirements of every job is different these days, I guess.
Yeah. And career progression, or sort of, is it time moving or staying in the same role? Do you think it's
Well, I think everyone, ultimately everyone's in charge of their own career, and they've got to make sure. The question I would always pose to anyone when they were working in Glue was, are they doing the best work of their lives? And if they're not, they should move on and find that opportunity somewhere else. But ultimately, it's if you're demanding that you do great work, you're going to hold the management of your agency to account as well. It's really up to the management of the agency to find or provide rather the right context for doing the best work possible. And if those two things match up, then you're going to do good things, I guess.
Okay, thank you. And question now about creativity in the industry. Has it been a good year for creativity? Do you think clients, is there money to be spent? Briefs interesting and exciting?
Again, absolutely no idea. I mean, I think seriously though, I think the space is changing pretty dramatically. The substantial shift we've seen from, I suppose, that kind of flash-based, graphic-based work you see online to much more kind of code-driven, much more, you're thinking about the impact of what happens when digital really meets the real world. Those type of changes are really probably as dramatic and as substantial as the original kind of revolution we saw in kind of web media over the last 10 or 12 years. So I think the tools we have to play with are going to be dramatically different over the next few years, and it's really up to anyone to make sure they're best placed to kind of take advantage of that, I guess.
And that was going to be my next question, actually, in relation to tech and digital versus traditional. What can you say about 2012, or perhaps more appropriately, what can you say about 2013?
I think the whole kind of digital traditional thing's a bit of a red herring these days. I mean, I think there's just stuff to be done, and the answer for every client brief is going to be some combination of digital, traditional, social, and whatever, all these different things together, and it's there's no silver bullets, there's no kind of right answer. There's no single medium or single way of doing things. It all comes down to kind of what's really right for that client at that moment in time, what's going to have the greatest impact, and so on. So it's just being best placed for those things together is all part of the fun, I guess.
Okay. And 2 final questions. The first is, if there was a skill that someone should be developing as they go into 2013, what would that be?
That's a good question. I don't know. I guess the learn how to code Python.
I'll get straight onto that.
Get straight on it.
And just finally, what should people be looking out for next year? What's really going to shake up the industry next year?
Little Printer, I guess, is going to shake it up. The first product from BERG, which is just shipped this week. Have a look at that, bergcloud.com.
bergcloud.com. Thank you, Mark. It's been a pleasure chatting to you.
Pleasure.
If there's someone you'd like Source to interview or a question you'd like us to ask, then put it in the comments below now. If you'd like to meet more of London's creative industry, subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button above. And don't forget to like this video below. Thanks for watching,